Let me get you steady. Hi guys. Hey guys, it's Tara. Welcome to the video. Today is all about meal planning. So I had put out a poll in my stories, which if you don't know is when you see my little picture in a circle and there's a glowing ring around it, that means that I have added something to my stories. When you click on that, you can see this content that appears only in stories that doesn't appear in the rest of my feed. But anyway, Facebook is not so big on stories, so I don't get as many story views in Facebook as I do on Instagram. So typically when I put out these polls and things, I'm getting most of my responses from Instagram, but that's okay because what I'm assuming is that a lot of you are following me on both. But if you're not, probably the things that the people on Instagram are looking for from me are going to be similar to the things that you guys are looking for from me as well. So the poll I put out a couple of days ago was, do you need more help with meal planning or how to actually stick to a plan once you have a plan? Because a lot of people tell me it's not the plan that's the issue. It's the fact that no matter what I plan to do, I can't stick to it, right? It was a pretty close split. It was a little bit more meal planning, which is why I'm doing this first. It was like, I don't know, 56% to 44% as to what you guys preferred. So stay tuned in the future for content about how to actually stick to a plan when you have a plan, if that is an issue for you guys, which it is for a lot of people, right? A lot of people are like, I don't need the recipes, I don't need the meal plan, I can do all that myself, I could just Google things, whatever. What I actually need to understand is the way my brain works and why even when I have a plan, I can't stick to it. So that stuff will be coming. But today it's actually about meal planning. So I've got some tips for you. And it's not, this stuff will work if you have a family, but this is not like meal planning for your family. This is how do you meal plan when you're trying to consider all of those things and also stick with your goals. So these are just 6, 7-ish tips on how to do just that. So for best results, I want to let you know, for best results, you will have a pretty solid plan for the next 24 hours as far as what you're going to eat, including snacks and meals, okay? So the whole thing is our brain has like a toddler brain and an adult brain, okay? That's kind of the best way to describe it. So if we plan like in advance, then we're able to actually use our adult brain to plan. So you're thinking about the future you. I'm like, what's best for Tara, for Tara's goals, for Tara's plans, for all that? You don't have to talk about yourself in the third person. What is better for your goals and all of that in the future? You can take that information, take those goals, take those habits that you aspire to have and put that in your plan if you're planning for the future. Whereas when we are within 24 hours or so, it's actually our toddler brain that takes over, and our toddler brain only cares about, kind of like if you know a toddler, you know how toddlers really only care about what they want when they want it right now, right? That's our toddler brain. So your toddler brain only wants the thing that's going to give you immediate gratification and is not able to really consider your long-term goals, which is why planning is so important. Now, I will say I'm going to go through a few things here. Meal planning can look totally different for different people, and it does look different for different people. Some people like to get really specific and organized, and they've got this beautiful whole plan, and the recipes are included and all that stuff. Other people are like just jotting a couple of things down. You can do whatever it is that you want to do. The whole thing is that if you're working towards some sort of a health goal or body goal, and having more home-cooked meals is part of that plan, which it is for a lot of people, then meal planning is going to be really important. So again, plan at least 24 hours in advance. So I'm talking about planning kind of like for a week at a time today in this video, but just know that within like 24 hours, you should start to get really specific. So that might even just mean writing down even what your snacks are going to be like. You know, around 3 p.m., I'm going to have an apple with a little bit of peanut butter or something like that. So typically when we do meal planning, most people don't then include all the snacks as well. But what I'm saying is when you're kind of looking ahead for your day for tomorrow, start to think about what your snacks and things are going to be too. Even write them down, and that's going to really help you to catapult towards your goals. Okay, so what else does meal planning do? Well, number one, it can save you time and money also when you do it right. It helps you to eat better quality food. So this is why it helps you with a health or body transformation goal. You end up eating better quality food because you're just not going to put the same junk in your food We don't even carry those things in our house that they have in like, when they're making food in a factory or when they're making food in a fast food restaurant, okay? Those types of oils and things, like we're just not gonna tend to have that. So we're gonna end up having better quality food, less ingredients overall, right? We're not putting preservatives in there, food dyes, things like that. It's going to cause less inflammation, which means a lot of us are carrying around excess puffiness and water weight and pain and things like that caused by inflammation. So when we do cook our own food, it does decrease the inflammation. So you might notice you feel better and look better kind of soon after starting to do this. It makes you more intentional as well about what you're eating. So because these tend to be just real home-cooked meals, it doesn't have to take a long time, but you're going to tend to portion out what you need to eat, so you'll have better portion control, and you're going to be more intentional about what you eat versus grabbing a Happy Meal on the way home from work and polishing it off in the car and not even remembering that you ate that before you got home, right? You're just like, the mind-body connection is not there. You're not thinking about what you're eating. You're not enjoying it. There's just no connection there. So that's something that helps when you meal plan as well, because you're making more of those meals at home and you've got more mindfulness, more intention about what you're doing. So here are my tips. Number 1, look at your calendar, okay? These are the things that I do. So I will look ahead. I've got 2 little kids. We've got activities after school, homework. We've got, weekend plans, things like that. So I will, as I'm sitting down to plan for the week, and I do both. Sometimes I do like a really awesome detailed plan with recipes that I want to make and stuff like that when I'm feeling extra inspired. But other times I'm like, I just have to meal plan, right? Other times it's not so fun and I just want to get it done so that I've got my plan set up for the week. It makes the week so much easier. So regardless of whether you're going to go detailed or not detailed, this is what I do. I look at my calendar. Okay, what are the busy days? What are the days where I'm going to want leftovers at the ready so that I can just make it, heat it up? What are the days that I might have a little bit more time to be able to cook something, even if it's a day that we are doing homework? What's something that I don't have to have too much time hands-on, but I can, even if it needs to cook for a while, it can just be in the oven while I'm helping with homework, let's just say. If you are at work until late, you might want to take some more time on the weekend to set yourself up to hardly have to cook at all during the week. This is all up to you, of course. So like, for example, last night I made a casserole. If you watch my stories on Facebook or Instagram, I think it's still up there right now, you have to see Jagger's face. Mom fail. So I loved the casserole. Jagger, not so much. Anyway, casserole was a good option for me to be able to throw it in the oven. So while it needed some time to cook, it wasn't too labor intensive as far as I was concerned and what I had to do with it. And so I was able to do other things, do laundry, do homework with my daughter and stuff like that. Hey, Joni, good morning. Thanks for watching. So look at your calendar, look ahead to what your week is like, and so start to get a plan around that. How many meals do you want for leftovers? Things like that. Number 2, as I'm making my plan for the following week, I sort of take a look back. So what do you already have? What kind of leftovers might you already have in the fridge that you want to use up before it goes bad? Okay, this is another time and money saving tip too. What produce do you have left over that might be going bad in the next couple of days? Okay, that stuff should be used up obviously towards the front half of your following week. Or if you can't use it up, you can at least turn it into something that's freezable. So even like herbs, you can take like an ice cube tray, put a little oil in the ice cube tray and put your herbs in there. Let's say you have fresh herbs and you could freeze it like that. And you got a little thing of oil and herbs. Keep it in the freezer and you can use that in the future for cooking. So I would try to think of ways to use what I have left or turn them into things that I can then freeze if I don't want to use it up right away, if that makes sense. So produce, leftovers, freezer. So another great money saving tip is look at what you already have. What do you have in your freezer? What do you have in your pantry? What can you kind of string together for a meal or 2 meals or a couple of days even to sort of save you that time, save you that money, and not have to buy as many groceries, okay? So think about what you have on hand and how you can use those things up. It's also a way to sort of flex your creativity muscle, because you're like, all right, how can I pull this together and make that work with that, right? So it's kind of like a skill developer too. I did fridge stock inventory 5 minutes ago. Yay, Joni, perfect, good timing. Tip number 3, what staples or themes do you want to include in your upcoming week? Okay, so I work with a lot of moms, and they're like, oh, we do Taco Tuesday every week, or we do Pizza Fridays, or, they've got certain things, or like once a week, every week I make my typical pasta bolognese or whatever, right? So they've got their things, and they've got certain staples they want to include, or they have certain, okay, 1 minute. My kids are home. They've got certain staples or themes that they want to include in the coming week. So what staples or themes do you have that you want to include? Okay, because you're going to want to put that on your meal plan. But also, is there anything that you can healthify? Is there anything that you can change up just a little bit? So maybe instead of using regular breadcrumbs in breading, you can do something with almond flour and some herbs. It's a very easy way to bread something. So instead of the breadcrumbs, the panko or whatever you normally do, I'll do almond flour. I'll put like Italian herbs in there, kind of mix all that together, a little salt and pepper, and then whatever I'm breading, if I'm going to make baked zucchini sticks or something like that, I will dip it in the egg, and then I'll dip it in that mixture. And it's just a way to upgrade. You're adding nutritional value, and you're also taking away the inflammatory foods and preservatives and things that could have been in whatever else you were using. You can bake things instead of frying them. So again, for like fries, sweet potato fries, anything like that, you can choose a different way of cooking. Or you can add vegetables to things. So again, if you have Pizza Friday every night, can you start to add vegetables to the pizza? Maybe for your kids, that would be great, but for yourself, right? Because if you're looking to meal plan so that you can reach your goals a little bit faster, having more fiber, having more produce, having more vegetables is only going to be a good thing. My kids might make an appearance right about now. I hear them. Tip number 3, how much will you make? So consider, do you want leftovers to send with the kids to school? Do you want leftovers for you to take to work? Do you want leftovers to have for a second meal later in the week maybe? Are you going to repurpose any of the ingredients you have in a different way? So let's say you made quinoa and that goes with your dinner. Maybe in a couple of days, you want to add some quinoa to a salad that you have. So you need to think about these other ways that you can use this stuff. So it saves you time, saves you money, saves you effort in the kitchen and all of that. Do you want extras to freeze? I always recommend freezing, especially if you've made this recipe before and you know that it's a big hit, either for yourself or for your family. Enter children. Hello. What do you have, Jagger? You want to say hi to everybody?
Hi.
Joni's watching.
Joni, look at this.
Max, do you want to come say hi?
It's Joni.
Say hi to Joni. Say hi, Joni. I used to work with Joni at the hospital.
Who's Joni?
Joni is somebody I used to work with at the hospital.
Who is him?
Her.
Her. Oh.
All right, so I'm going to try to make this part go faster now. So freezing. I was saying that I absolutely... Good morning, Jack, or Joni says. I absolutely love freezing if you know it's something that works well. So freeze casseroles, bless you, freeze soup, freeze muffins, freeze cookies, freeze everything. Freeze everything because it's the best way that you can make your own fast food. Oh, sorry. Max, you're shaking the table, babe. I know, it's a very, very fragile table. So freeze what you can, because then you basically have set yourself up to have freezer meals, fast food meals. You just have to heat them up, but yet they're still home cooked, right? So it's like best case scenario. So I don't recommend that when you're trying something for the first time, because you might not want to be left with so many leftovers. But once you've tried something and you love it, make extras, freeze it. Good morning, Magnolia, Joni says. Another tip that I have is to pick no more than 1 or 2 new recipes in a week. So this sort of goes along with my advice that I give all the time. You don't want to change everything at once. You can't change all the habits. You can't do all the things in one day or in 1 week, right? So a lot of times we have all these grand aspirations and then we just end up feeling stuck and we end up doing none of it. So if you're like, meal planning and you're going to make 7 new recipes in a week, it's not going to happen, right? There's going to be inevitably a day that's busier than you even planned for it to be, and you're not going to be able to... That's beautiful.
Oh, it's like a face. Kind of.
It does.
Wait, is it upside down?
It was the right way the first way. So make sure that you set yourself up for success. Don't take on too much at once. Plan for 1 or 2 new recipes in a week, and then, the next week, try some more. Of course, if you end up doing 1 or 2 recipes, if you're somebody who has tons of time to cook and you love to cook and you want to spend the time in the kitchen, you know yourself best. You might be able to do more than that. But for like 99% of us, we're not going to be able to handle more than the 1 or 2 recipes per week. So just stick to that. Tip number 5, replace some of your highly processed foods with higher quality ingredients. So this could be, again, if you've got like, you know, your mother's favorite pasta dish, make that favorite pasta dish with the same sauce and all of that, but maybe switch up the pasta for chickpea pasta. We find that actually, that swap worked really well. Like it wasn't so hard for people to get on board with that one. 1 second. I don't know what number that is. What is it?
That's 76505050.
Okay. Nice job.
Is that my board?
We'll show them your board, okay? Here. We're punching holes. Not with a hole puncher. Don't worry. So chickpea pasta, like that's a good swap. But if you think that might not go over so well, then start by replacing maybe half of it. Have half of your old pasta with half of the chickpea pasta, and see if you can slowly work up to it that way. Zoodles, which is zucchini noodles, or spaghetti squash. These are good alternatives. Again, totally swapping or just replacing a little bit of your noodles. Wait, hold on, baby.
Tell where we're going today.
Oh, we're gonna go see some friends later.
So tell them.
Yeah, well, we don't give away that information on the internet. Yogurt instead of mayo is a good swap as well. Tip number 6, and this is kind of the last one. Have a calendar, a spreadsheet, a blank piece of paper, or even just a dry erase board. So I got one of those dry erase boards from Staples or something that is just like kind of long and skinny. It's got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, like that. And if I don't want to do a nicer, elaborate meal plan, then I just do it on that. I just literally wipe it clean, jot down, this night's going to be that, this night's going to be for that, whatever. So quick, you can do it really fast. Be as detailed or as brief as you want. Whatever's going to work for you.
I can show her something.
What do you want to show her?
This.
You got my scrunchie on? You want to show her my scrunchie?
My pants.
Oh, keep your pants on. Joni says, last week I made stir fry over Banza. Claire loved it. The men not so much. We love Banza too. 1 second, say please. We love Banza too. Maybe the men will come around. And that's it. So from there, from your meal plan, then that's when you can make your grocery list, go food shopping, and then an entirely different topic is meal prep, right? So some people like to just cook each night as they're gonna make it, right? Some people like to spend some time on the weekends to prep. Some people like to do kind of the middle ground and maybe just chop up some things, make 1 or 2 things but not the entire meal, and then just split up the rest as they go along. That's maybe another topic we can cover another day, but that totally depends on you and your priorities and where you want to spend your time. But this is how you get the meal plan. Now, of course, we have to consider things. We're talking about our goals. We have to consider portion sizes. We have to consider balancing our plates, right? So you don't want just pasta every single night. That's not going to work for your goals too. So there's other things that come into it. And I think tomorrow, but soon, for sure, soon inside my Facebook group, it's called Healthy, Fit, and Strong with Tara Ellen Health.
I just heard him something.
No, not on, this is kind of like a little dangerous. But
no, I just heard him something.
My dog eats scrunchies. Oh my gosh, don't let your dog come over here. We have a lot of scrunchies in this house. So, inside my Facebook group, Healthy, Fit, and Strong with Tara Ellen Health, I will be sharing some more.
Let go.
Jagger, 1 second. I'm on the video. I will be sharing some more about how I actually do custom meal planning for my clients. So there's more that goes into it when I come up with a plan, what they need for their goals, how it works, how I kind of think about what they like and what they don't like and all that stuff. So I'm going to show a little bit more of behind the scenes inside my Facebook group. So if that's something you want to see, make sure you're inside my group. Again, it's called Healthy, Fit, and Strong with Tara Allen Health. It's a free group. I'm going to post a link here in the comments when I'm done. And if you're on my newsletter list, wait for a special surprise that's coming in the mail next Tuesday. All right, thank you so much for watching. Sorry, this video is a little crazier than usual. I like to keep showing up even when my kids are home with me if I can. So I will see you guys in the next video. Maybe it'll be a little bit quieter. Who knows? But I'm glad you got to see their cute faces. Jags, you want to say bye?
Bye.
Mags, you want to say bye? All right, they're busy. They're creating.
Bye.
Oh, here we go.
Let me shut it off. Okay. No, wait.
You want to say bye too?
And guess what? I'm drying up my hair.
Tiger. All right, guys. See you later.
And I'm
Say
doing
bye.
I can pause it.
Okay, press that button right there.